Ordering decimals. Ordering. Oh, let's do both. Ordering and comparing decimals. Ordering and comparing decimals. All right. Let's start off with comparing the decimals. Let's do that first. All right. So with comparing decimals, there are sometimes you got two numbers, two quantities that are equal. That's no issue. We know 5 is equal to 5, 15 is equal to 15, and 1.7 is equal to 1.7. That's cool. But there are times when something is not equal, and these are called inequalities. All right? Inequality has the word equal in it. In means not. So these is what you can use when something is not equal. All right? Now, the inequalities are this symbol, also this symbol here, and also this symbol. All right? These are your inequalities. We're going to talk about primarily today the top two. All right. Now, when you have two quantities, just saying they're not equal is not enough. I need to know which one is larger than the other using these mathematical symbols. Now, let me show you how we use them. Let's pick one. Let's pick this symbol right here. Okay. I want to draw an arrow from the smaller end down to these words. All right. If your statement starts off with the smaller end, it's okay to say less than. All right. It is okay to say, if you read the statement and it starts off with the smaller end, it's okay to say less than. If you're reading the statement and you see this symbol and you see that it is starting off with the larger end, let me change the color to that, to the open end. I don't want to arrow on here, I just want to draw from it. If your statement starts off with the larger end, then it's correct to say greater than. All right. There you go. Now, one thing I want you to say down here is always read. I don't want to say always because I'll be lying to you. I just want to say read from left to right. All right, and draw your arrow. Put a dot in the left side and an arrow to the right side. When you're doing this, read this statement from left to right. All right. So when you're comparing quantities, it looks like this: 12 and 14. All right. The symbol that makes this statement true is this right here. Let me explain how I know. I know this is true because my smaller end is pointing to my smaller number. Do you agree? And my bigger end is pointing to my what? Bigger number. All right? So I know this is the right symbol. It gave it away. But when I read it, I'm going to read from left to what? All right? So you start off with the first number. It says 12 is what? Less than 14. There you go. That's it. That's comparing numbers. All right? If I switched it up and did -8 and -19, and I did this, I'm telling you that -8 is what? Read that again. Why? That's also true. Have must. That's right. But look at the symbol. How I know this symbol is greater than? What's the big end pointing to? The big number, right? But and to the 8, so it's a big number. So I'm saying that negative 8 is greater than negative 19. And it is. On the negative side, the closer you are to 0, the less money you owe. That get confusing. But think about it. Would you rather owe $8 or owe me $19? $8. I don't want to owe you nothing, but if I got to, so that means when you're on the negative side, whoever is close to 0 is the biggest one. We talked about that. But reading this symbol is we always goes from left to right. And if the open end is first, you say greater than. All right. Now that's comparing. We're going to get into that a little bit later. Let's talk about ordering decimals. This is the primary part of the lesson. It's real short, but we got to make sure we go through it because I want y'all to practice. All right. So when ordering decimals, we got about 2 steps. 3. We'll make up 3. Step 1. Step 1 says that list the numbers by the decimal. All right. See, when you just the decimal should be in the middle. When we did that lesson on Monday, I showed you a menu. One menu was all to the side. One menu, you can see that those numbers right up on each other. So list numbers by the decimal. Doing so, you will align the place value. So you have ones with ones, tens with tens, hundreds with hundreds, like that, like counting money. All right. Step 2. Well, I'm going to put a step if you want to. All right. Step 2, maybe. All right. Maybe step 2. This is something you can do. You can place zeros. Place zeros in places in place values. Ooh, the door closed. They stay loud too, boy. They're trying to get it. Without digits. So you end up you got an empty spot. Put a 0 right there. All right. This will make all your numbers the same length. You don't have to, but this if you want to. All right. And then step 3. This is really step 2, but step 3. Step 3 states that compare each place value from left to what? From left to right. I try to use the same rules for everything that we do. All right, some that's familiar. All right. List the numbers by place value. Come on with that now. From left to right. Here we go. Now, if you can do it without doing what I'm going to show you, cool. But for your notes' sake, write what I'm writing. Here we go. Let's see. Let's start here. 0.9, right there, 0.9, then put a comma, and then say 0.91. All right. So I want to know who's greater. So let's line these up. Line these numbers up by the decimal, right? So the first number is 0.9. The next number, put the decimal. On the left side of this number, there's a 0. On the right side, I also got a 9 and a what? 1. Now, I just said, step 2. If you want to, what can you put over this 1 for this 9 that's here? A 0. If you want to. If you want, better make all your numbers the same so you can compare each digit. Now I'm trying to find out which one is greater. So what we do is this. First thing you compare, rule 3, compare each place value, bless you, from left to the right. So the first thing we have is 0. Is one bigger than the other? So we can't go by that place value. We got to move over, all right? Now we got 9s. Can we go by that? No, so we can't. We got to keep going. So let's go by the next one. Which one is larger between the 1 and the 0?
The 1.
So that means that this one is larger than 0.9. Seems weird, but I'll just write it out. 0.91 is blanker than 0.9. What symbol we going to put here? We're going to put symbol A or symbol B.
Symbol A. Wait, B.
Yeah, because the big ends point to your bigger number. All right? Let's keep going. That was a sample. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Very good. All right? Write down this cluster of numbers for me. We have, let me write bigger than that. All right. 0.78006, comma. Leave some space. 0. We're just doing a list. It's not one big number. These are different numbers. 7845, comma. Leave some space. Come underneath. You do underneath. 0. Did they help you out? 7851, comma. 0.785, comma. Okay, last one. 0.78. All right. The task. We're trying to go from smallest to largest. All right. We're trying to go from smallest to largest. That's our task. We're trying to go from smallest to largest. What you do is, step 1, list the numbers in order by the decimal. All right, so here we go. We'll say 0.78006. Leave some space so you can get it neat. Then the next number is 0. Line up your decimal. So all your place values will be right up on each other. And remember, you won't have that many. I want these right. Then the third number is 0. Your decimal shouldn't move. 7851. 0.785. And then 0.78. All right, we compare numbers now. Now, for those that want to, you can make them the same length by putting what in empty spots?
0.
Put a 0 if you need it. Some of my students say they confuse me. I don't have an issue with you not doing it. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going from smallest to largest. We need to find the smallest number. So here we go. Rule 3 says start at your, all the way to the left. Start at your largest place value. We're trying to find the smallest one. So we look at our zeros here. Is anybody, they're all what?
0.
They're all equal. So we all 0, so we can't do nothing with that. All right? Let's try the 7. Let's try this next value. They're all equal, so we don't know who's smaller. So we got to go to the next one. They equal too, so we can't go by that one. So now we're going to go here. Who is the smallest numbers you have here?
0.
The 0. So I can't even look at the 4 and 5. I'm looking at these zeros here. See how my numbers almost not lined up? That'll mess you up. They're almost not straight. But anyway, I got to compare these two numbers to find out who is smaller. But I can't use this there. I got to go to my next door neighbor, all right? So I look at these two. Why I can't look at these two? Because they both the what? Same, right?
Yes.
So I go to the last one. Which one is smaller between 6 and 0?
0.
So my smallest number is that bottom one, 0.78. You do not need zeros at the end of the decimal place. Any zeros behind the decimal are insignificant. They don't matter. You can have a billion of them. It don't matter. Ain't that right, Naya? All right. So I'm going to scratch that out because I'm done with that one. So if that was the smallest, who's the next smallest?
0.785.
The one I wrote, 0.78006. All right, I'm going to cross that out because I'm done. All right. So if you want to, you can start all the way back over by comparing. But I know that our last digit we had to compare because all these 8s were the same, right? The last place that we had to go to was these 3 numbers right here. Who's the smallest between those 3 numbers, the 4 or the 5?
The 4.
So that's the next one that we got to use. All right. We have to take care of that number there. That number is 0.7845. There's no need to write the zero at the end. It's insignificant. All right. So if that's the next smallest, what's next? All right. So we're done with that one. The issue now, we got two of the same numbers for that place value, right? So since we can't go by those, we have to come over to the next place value, which is the 1 and the 0. Who's smaller? The 0 is. So let's put that number down. That number is 0.785. All right. Now who's the next one? We're going from smallest to largest. So who's the next one? Well, who's the largest?
0.7.
The last one we got left. There you go. 0.7851. That's the largest. And it takes a little practice now for you to sit. Now, if you don't want to line them up, you do not have to. You don't have to. As long as you get them right, I don't mind. But this is one method after teaching for a couple of times, I don't even think I did it like this and start.
Yes, you did.
We lined them up like this? Okay. So one of the times I didn't use this, and I got more people to get it right when the ones that needed it to line them up. All right, let's do one more. Then we'll practice. I'll let y'all practice and we'll be done. So I don't think I want to teach y'all today. All right, let me do this. Where you going? Where are you going? Go back. Okay. All right. All right, one more. Let's do, that one don't look too bad. Let's do it. Okay. Trying to keep it so we can keep our rules close by. All right, so write this list of numbers. 0.08, comma, 8,08. Oh, I'm sorry, 8.08. Go back. 8.08. That's what I mean. Comma. 8.808. Then we have 8.888. Then 0.088 and 0.8. All right. Like I said, the best thing I think you should do after we have our problem is list our numbers according to decimal. Line them up to decimal. All right. So our first number is 0.08. Our next number is 8.08. Just line up. I wish I could. For my people that can't get it in tutoring, I have line paper that I make you write it on line paper. Let me see if I can get it real straight. You go ahead and list them up. I'll catch up with you. So that's if I can get my digits lined up. 8.08. 8. Man, some of y'all write fast. 8.08. 8.888 and 0.088. So are you done, man? Oh, okay. I got you. All right, now, once you have your decimals lined up, all your digits lined up, if you want to, you can put a what? You can put a 0 to make all your numbers the same length, if you want to. All right? Now, we're still trying to find smallest to largest. And if you want to find largest to smallest, you can just reverse it. All right? So when I look at my highest place value is the one to the left. When I look here, what's my smallest number? So I don't even talk about none of the 8s. I don't talk about none of that. I need to talk about these zeros here. All right? Now I can't use it because they're the same. So I go to the next place value. I go here. Just on those 3 numbers. All right? Who the smallest? It's still 0. All right? So I still got to compare. I got to go to the next digit of the ones with 0. What's the issue? They the same. But when I go over here to that last part of here, who is the smallest now? That very first one, 0. This is the smallest number. This may be in order already. Let's see if we get a blessing. So 0.08. We don't need 0 at the end. We behind the decimal, you need no 0 at the end. We good. All right, so we know that's the smallest, and we're going to cross that out. All right? We compared this one with another. Which one do you remember we compared it with? It was the same all the way to the end. It was this one right here, right? Right? Because this one had 0, it had 0.8, but then it had that 8 right there. So this is the next step up. Let's cross them out. All right, now you can start over and compare each digit. You can. All right? Now, if you look at it, this one has a 0, this one has a 0, so this one has to be next in line. So it is 0.8. All right? Now, let's start over. Let's start this thing over to compare them last digits. Let's see. Let's make that yellow. I can't see that blue. All right. So we're trying to compare the 3 numbers with the 8s. Let's see. So when we go to the highest amount, all the 8s are the same, so we can't pick between those 3. We have to go to the next place value. What's the smallest one between those 3 numbers? 0, the top one, right? Good. So that is 0.08. And we don't need 0 at the end. You can put it there, but it don't matter. All right? I'm sorry, not 0.8. What's the first digit?
8.
Yeah, it's 8. Let's fix that. I would say it's the same doggone number. It should be 8.08. We do not need 0 at the end, but it won't hurt if you did it. Cross that out. All right, we got 2 numbers left. We're trying to find out which one is smaller. So we look at the last thing we did. We saw that these 2 8s were the same. So we can't use that place value, so we go to the next one. Which one's smaller? The one with the 0. This one right here. So you have, comma, 8.808, and the largest number we got is 8.888. That's how you do this. Our practice is